Once again, welcome to News Analysis. News Analysis, a weekly magazine on current affairs. To begin with, the main points in a nutshell. Ahmedabad Metropolitan Magistrate declared that Ishrat Jahan was killed in a fake encounter. One vaccine shot seen as protective for swine flu. Obama faces doubts from Democrats on Afghanistan. Shooting scare as US marks 9/11. Kenya bans leaky condom brand. World's oldest person dies at the age of 115. Now the news in detail. Obama faces doubts from Democrats on Afghanistan. The leading Senate Democrat on military matters said Thursday that he was against sending more American combat troops to Afghanistan until the United States speeded up the training and equipping more Afghan security forces. The comments by the Senator Carl Levin, a Michigan Democrat who is a chairman of the Armed Services Committee, illustrate the growing skepticism President Obama is facing in his own party as the White House decides whether to commit more deeply to war that has begun losing public support, even as American commanders acknowledge that the situation on the ground has deteriorated. One vaccine shot as protective for swine flu. Defying the expectations of experts, clinical trials are showing that the new H1N1 swine flu vaccine protects with only one dose instead of two. So the vaccine supplies now being made will go twice as far as being predicted. The first convincing trial results from a single 15 microgram dose in adults were published online Thursday afternoon by the New England Journal of Medicine. That trial was done in Australia, but the vaccine maker CSL Limited is under contract to supply millions of doses to the United States government. And the president of the company's American subsidiary said he expected its trials in the US to have similar results. From the state of Kerala. Streets of Kerala were made into saffron ocean on last Friday.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Balagokulam, a child-oriented arm of the RSS, have observed Lord Krishna's birthday as Baladinam, as it's a practice every time. Kids and children dressed as Krishna, Radha, Gopikas and even Kuchelas and stills from Krishna's life were taken in a procession out into the streets. The clearly formulated ingredients of the event is repeated everywhere in the state and every year also. Perhaps this could be the only branded religious event with clearly defined observational modalities to be arranged by any political party or social organizations. Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad also is emulating this kind of an event in their own way when they conduct Bala Sangham rallies in the state. Adur Gopalakrishnan's film Nalu Pennungal wins his Best Director award. His film Swayamvaram in 1972 had won him this award before also. His other award-winning films include Mukhamukam, Madilugal, Anandaram. In 2004, he has won Dada Saheb Phalke Award also. His Oru Pennum Randanum has won the State Best Director Award. Rural Livelihood Mission to be formed. The centre has directed the Kerala government to form a state rural livelihood mission in tune with its decision to restructure the Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana SGSY as National Rural Livelihood Mission. Reckless driving to be dealt with seriously, says Chief Minister. Chief Minister Achyutanandan has called for a stringent action against drivers of tipper lorries who violated law and drove recklessly. This was announced in connection with his visit to a boy who died in a lorry accident recently. We'll move on to the business world. A year after the cataclysm, little changes on Wall Street. 1 year after the collapse of Lehman Brothers, the surprise is not how much has changed in the financial industry, but how little. Backstopped by huge federal guarantees, the biggest banks have restructured only around the edges. Employment in the industry has fallen just 8% since last September. Only a handful of big hedge funds have closed. Pay is already returning to its pre-crash levels, topped by 30,000 employees of Goldman Sachs, who are on the track to earn an average of $7 lakh this year. Nor are major pay cuts likely, according to a report last week from JP Morgan Securities. Executives at most big banks have kept their jobs. Financial stocks have soared since their winter low status. The Obama administration has proposed regulatory changes, but even their backers say they face a difficult road in Congress. For now, banks still sell and trade unregulated derivatives, despite their role in last fall's chaos. Coming on the same weekend as the 11th hour bailout of the giant insurer American International Group, AIG, and the sale of Merrill Lynch, Lehman's failure was the climax of a cataclysmic weekend in the financial industry. In the days that followed, nearly everyone seemed to agree that Wall Street was due for a fundamental change. Its heads I win, tails I'm bailed out model could not continue. Its 8-figure paydays would end. Think of a change being imposed on the Indian conditions. The Indian bank employees also are drawing very high salaries. Will they tolerate this kind of a financial discipline if imposed upon them, even if it is for the sake of national financial security? Welcome to the world of science. Edward Michael Flynn says Chandrayaan was a success. Chandrayaan-1 mission of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is reported to be a success by NASA astronaut Mike Flynn because it has completed 95% of its aims.